San Antonio Police Department releasing documents today showing why an officer was suspended for what they called gross and inappropriate actions. Bike Patrol Officer Steve Albart handed a 30-day suspension in December. His alleged offense, defecating in a toilet in a woman's locker room. A second officer accused of being involved in the prank received an indefinite suspension. The Night Team's Tim Gerber has more on these disturbing allegations in this Defender's report.
According to suspension paperwork released by the city, Bike Patrol Officer Steve Albart was accused of taking part in a disgusting prank targeting female officers. On June 12th last year, during a night shift, Albart allegedly went into the women's locker room at the Bike Patrol office and defecated in a women's toilet. A second officer, Matthew Luckhurst, is also accused of defecating in the same toilet and intentionally leaving it unflushed. The officer is also accused of smearing the seat with a brown substance with the consistency of tapioca pudding. The incident happened after a female officer requested the women's restroom be kept clean. Albart allegedly bragged about his actions to fellow officers who turned him in. While Albart was given a 30-day suspension, which he's already served, Officer Luckhurst was handed an indefinite suspension for the prank. That's because Luckhurst was involved in another disturbing incident. Last May, he admitted several times he placed feces on a piece of bread and gave it to a homeless person. Luckhurst is fighting his suspension. In his request for arbitration, Luckhurst's attorney said he denied the truth of the charges and allegations against him.
According to SAPD, Officer Albart has been with them for 3 years, and he served his suspension and returned to duty on January 19th. SAPD provided us this statement. It says this officer was suspended for his gross and inappropriate actions. The agreed-upon suspension was made after a meeting with the officer and reviewing the circumstances in their totality. Tim Gerber, KSAT 12 News.
Now, you will find Tim's story in the Defender section of KSAT.com, and there you're actually going to find a link to a list of officer suspensions from 2014 to present. Let's click on K through O right there, and it brings up a number of different suspensions. You find the officer's name, Matthew C. Luckhurst, hit the suspension number right there, and you actually get to see the report, the suspension documents themselves.
Cop who gave homeless man *T sandwich, fired again for second prank. San Antonio, Texas. In November, the Free Thought Project brought you the disgusting story of a San Antonio cop defecating on a piece of bread and giving it to a homeless man as food. For making a literal *T sandwich, San Antonio police officer Matthew Luckhurst was fired. However, the Free Thought Project has just learned that Luckhurst was involved in yet another feces-related prank, after the *T sandwich. It was a disgusting, vile act, that, there is no excuse. There is no explaining it. There is no justification, San Antonio Police Chief William McManus told KOMO News after the termination of an officer for, quite literally, giving a homeless man *T sandwich. It's a disgrace to the department, it's a disgrace to the badge, McManus continued. In May, Officer Matthew Luckhurst inexplicably thought it would be humorous to place feces in between two slices of bread and offer it to a likely starving homeless person in a styrofoam takeout box, and then boast of this prank to his partner. His partner, however, didn't share the sentiment, and the pair of cops returned to the scene, where Luckhurst ostensibly disposed of the sickening, cruel offering. Only a month after being caught in this sick and twisted prank on an innocent homeless man, before he was fired, Luckhurst pulled another *T prank. This time, his *T shenanigans would be on his fellow cops. Luckhurst and a second officer, Steve Albart, carried out the incident together in June after a female officer asked that the women's restroom at a Bike Patrol office remain clean, KSAT TV reports. To get back at the officer for asking that the women's bathroom remain clean, Albart and Luckhurst then defecated in the toilet, and then Luckhurst smeared a feces-like substance all over the seat. For not flushing the toilet, Albart was suspended for 30 days, which he's already served. You cannot make this up. Apparently, Luckhurst's infatuation with *T pranks was so strong that he was unable to control himself, even after it threatened his job when he was caught the first time. Naturally, Lockhurst's attorney, Bensi Fuentes, said Lockhurst had only been joking about the poop sandwich and is fighting the suspensions, claiming that the allegations are unfounded. This is, quite laughably, in spite of the fact that Lockhurst himself admitted to the prank in November. "This has taught me to stop acting childish and making stupid baseless jokes," Lockhurst wrote in a statement to investigators. "I need to stop the pranks and juvenile jokes to get a rise, sick, or reaction from fellow officers and friends. SAP cops have a terrible track record when it comes to corruption and abuse." Previously, the Free Thought Project brought you the story of SAP officer Serena Botello, whose GPS was also used to show her negligence, exposing the fact that she had refused to do her job, not once, not 5 times, not 15 times, but 23 times in just a 2-month period. One of these 23 incidents was even caught on Botello's dashcam as well. She was seen driving away from a shooting in which she could have possibly saved the victim's life. Also, a former SAP officer was sentenced to 18 months in jail for gruesomely stabbing and shooting his family's dog. Also, it was the SAP who brutally beat a 16-year-old boy because they smelled marijuana. Image: http://wp-content/upload/wp-content/uploads/20177/01630x250 text.jpg. Yet again, it was 2 SAP officers who brutally beat a 70-year-old man because they thought he was drunk. He was actually having a diabetic attack. These are just the tip of the iceberg. For a full rap sheet on SAP corruption, you can visit this link, here. Read more at http://thefreethought project.com/cop-fire-sandwich-fire-poop-prank/number 9vp8ioehdofldvqq.99.